Louis de Geer was a Dutch merchant and industrialist of Walloon origin. He is considered the father of Swedish industry for introducing Walloon blast furnaces in Sweden. He produced cannons for the German Protestant movement, the Dutch Navy and the Dutch East India Company and the Dutch West India Company. Biography. De Geer was the son of the iron industrialist and merchant Louis de Geer de Gaillarmont and Jeanne de Niel. His father had previously been married with Maria de Jalaya. In 1592, one of de Geer's half-sisters, Marie de Geer, married Elias Tripp, a Dutch merchant and a director of the Dutch East India Company who lived in Dordrecht. Presumably due to ongoing turmoil in the Prince-Bishopric of Liege as well as his conversion to Protestantism, de Geer's father sold his properties in Liege in 1595 and followed his daughter to Dordrecht, where since 1589 a neighborhood had existed populated by merchants from Liege. In 1603, his daughter Margaretha de Geer married Jacob Tripp, brother and partner of Elias, further cementing the merchant family's relationship. Johannes Polyander appears to have been an important teacher of Louis Jr. in Dordrecht. From 1605 to 1608, de Geer trained as coppersmith in Rouen in France, after which he started his first business in La Rochelle. Returning to Dordrecht in 1611, he associated himself with his brothers-in-law. In 1612, he married Adrienne Gerard, also originally from Liege, with whom he had 16 children. Having earned a fortune as a banker and industrialist, he moved his family to Amsterdam in 1615. Owing to his extensive travels, he received a good education in business. With the outbreak of the 30 Years' War, the demand for weapons increased enormously. In 1618, de Geer delivered weapons to Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden, the Swedish king. Impressed by his business instincts, the Swedish government allowed him to lease estates near Finspång, Östergötland in eastern Sweden proper. Before long, de Geer had established a formidable workshop industry there. In 1623, he was active in a Swedish trading company. The Swedish government continued to support him and de Geer received the monopoly on the copper and iron trade. De Geer, who adopted Sweden as his second home country, immigrated to Sweden in 1627. He hoped to evade paying toll in descent. In 1634, he bought Het Met de Hoofden on the Keizersgracht in Amsterdam. His wife died after the birth of the 16th child. In 1640, de Geer traveled again to Sweden and was ennobled. In his new status, he was able to buy 3/4 of the lease farmlands. As of 2011, his estate in Stockholm houses the Dutch embassy in Sweden. Working for Axel Oxenstierna, he went to Amsterdam to support the war against Denmark. In 1644, at the start of the Torstenson War against Denmark, he single-handedly equipped an armada of ships to sail against Denmark. This fleet contained a complete marine, 32 ships with sailors, weaponry and officers. The Swedes were able to conquer Fehmarn in Denmark, thanks to his aid. De Geer is also considered responsible for the Swedish Africa Company. When he founded the company, a riot started in Amsterdam in 1649. His family also provided shelter to pacifist and humanist Comenius in his home in Amsterdam. He died in 1652 after falling ill during another voyage to Sweden. He returned to Amsterdam and died there. He was buried in the family grave in the Augustenkirk in Dordrecht.